welcome to The Extra Mile. I'm Linda Boudreau. Our guest today is Jim Richard. Jim is the marketing specialist for Goodwill Industries here in Acadiana, and we're talking about the Cajun Comic Relief 20.
Number 20.
It's hard to believe. And Jim, let me just say, it's so good to see you again. Jim's an old friend of mine, and it's always good to spend a little time together. So thank you for coming.
It is nice. We haven't seen each other in quite a while.
We get together about once a year to talk about the Cajun Comic Relief.
Yeah, it's a shame because I don't want to abuse you, but again, I do appreciate coming in.
Well, I'm always glad to see you, and I love what you do with it. So, but for those, I can't imagine who doesn't know about Cajun Comic Relief, but just in case.
Happy under a rock, because I do a heavy PR in this.
You do. You'd have to, well, I don't want to accuse anyone of living under a rock, but it would be hard to miss it.
That's it.
But so what is it?
Cajun Comic Relief is a fundraiser for Goodwill Industries. And we have live bands. We have 2 live bands, 2 hours of music, and then we have 2.5 hours of comedy. So again, it's a 4.5 hour show, and all the proceeds go towards Goodwill. And everybody donates their time. The entertainers are so gracious to me; they donate their time to us and perform. And the bands, like I've got 2 of the best bands around this year. I've got High Dramatics, which is a fantastic.
Oh, I love them. Oh, really? I love them.
I just found them this year, and they are fantastic.
They are wonderful.
Fantastic group, and just fantastic people inside and out.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
And then I've got Gino Delafont.
Gino's played for you before.
Yeah, and Gino, they get no better. I mean, these are 2 of the top bands. So again, you're going to see a music concert also, because these are 2 top-notch bands. But then we have some comedians coming on. We have the Conk Brothers, who hadn't been together in over 15 years. The last show they were in was the Cajun Comic Relief 5. So it's been 15 years, and they broke up.
But Murray still comes.
Murray still does comedy, and his son plays music up in Branson, and they're all professionals.
Okay.
His son is a professional musician up in Branson, and he's been there, I think, for 8 years. And his brother is off in his own profession. So again, they've all kind of spread out, and again, they're all coming back for this one show, so it's going to be fantastic.
It'll be a family reunion, huh?
Oh, exactly. And then we have T. Frog, and we're flying him all the way in from Karen Crow.
Whoa, that's a commitment, huh?
Yeah, we spare no expense. We're going to get him a red wagon, maybe. But anyway, T. Frog's coming back from Karen Crow, and then John Morgan, a.k.a. the Raging Cajun, will be there. We have 3 main performers, but we have... this is going to be my 20th year, and
it's hard to believe.
I started when I was a young boy.
You were a mere child, so was I.
And we're going to bring back some of the old performers. Some of the old performers called me and said, "Jim, I'd like to come and do just 1 joke, 2 jokes, just come back." And so again, I'm trying to format it right now. We're going to have a couple of the old performers come back and perform for us. And yet we're going to have, we have the last Cougar standing. We've got some great names coming back for that. This year, I'm not going to tell you the names, but again, some of the old faithfuls have come back.
You're not going to tell us because you want it to be full of suspense and anticipation?
Exactly, and I can promise you, you're going to laugh. If you don't laugh at this, check your pulse.
I've been a couple of times, and it is hysterical. Yeah, it really is a lot.
The one complaint I've always heard is you need to take breaks. He said, you got to give us a chance to catch our breath. Not really. 2.5 hours, go for it, and that's it. But again.
You know what they say, laughter is good for the soul.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Come out all kind of cleansed.
Oh, yeah. And that's the only reason I'm still here, because even I am taking better care of myself than I have been.
You sure are. You've got, it's a new Svelte, Jim Richard.
Well, it happened strictly by accident. Last year, before the Cajun Comic Relief, a guy was talking about a health fit, and I popped off at the mouth like, I can do that. It's no big deal. And I'm thinking I'm way old and I'm way out of shape. I'm 51 years old. And he's not going to touch me with a 10-foot pole when he picked me. And so I said, once I'm in it, I might as well do my best.
So what are you doing?
It was a 13-week challenge.
Oh, you were doing the challenge.
I did the Subway Challenge, and in 13 weeks I dropped 68 pounds, 44 inches, and 18% body fat.
I've been watching this on Facebook, guys, so I've really been keeping up.
And I didn't notice the difference until I saw a picture of me last January to a picture of me now, and I'm thinking, because I still think, God, I got a lot of ways still to go, but compared to where I was to where I am now, it's remarkable.
It really is.
My boss, Sandy Pergon, is pretty happy too. She's been after me for years for losing weight, and she says, I know the challenge is all you needed. I challenged you a long time ago. So, I've got about another 40 to go, and hopefully I'll be off by March. By March 3rd is the day of the show, and that's my new goal. So if I make it through the holidays, and so far I have, I hadn't gained weight, I hadn't lost a whole lot. I lost maybe a pound or 2.
But it's the holidays.
Yeah, it's the holidays, and again, I hadn't really worked out, and I say work out, My only workout is walking because of my car accident, and I have no balance. So I still got to hold on to the treadmill when I walk. Yeah. But the biggest thing out of all this, Linda, was I hadn't ran since my college football days, and I actually ran at 9 miles an hour when the challenge was over. And a grown man almost came to tears that day because I was so ecstatic because I didn't know I could pick my feet up, and so that was a pretty big deal.
It's a huge deal.
Yeah,
It's
but
a huge deal, Jim.
we regressed. We need to get back to Cajun
Well,
comedy.
we do, but we have some time. And part of what's important about Cajun comedy is that, it's really been kind of linked to you since the beginning. Was it your idea?
Yeah,
or
yes, ma'am.
how
I own the show, and I donate all the proceeds to Goodwill.
Okay.
I don't
okay.
make a dime from it, and
I didn't realize you owned it.
I own it. It started with we did funnel cakes at Acadian Village.
I remember those days.
One night, 20 years ago, we did funnel cakes, and my advisory board said, "Jim, we love you a lot, but we'll never make another funnel cake as long as we live." Because that was
And it was cold out there doing those funnel cakes.
Some nights it was rainy, cold.
It wasn't fun.
It's not very nice. And,
It wasn't fun.
So I can't. So let's think of another idea. And somebody thought of a comedy show, and then somebody said, "How about Cajun comedy?" And so that's how it evolved. And the lifespan was about 3 or 4 years going in, and this is our 20th year, and we pack them in. I've already got 4 buses from one company from Baton Rouge booked, and I hadn't even started advertising for the buses company yet. I had 6 buses last year come in. I've got 4 already signed up from one company. So again, we're looking for a big crowd.
Well, it's going to be a huge crowd. Now, you have 2 shows, right?
We have a matinee and an evening show.
And it's at the Hyman?
At the Hyman Center, and I try to tell the entertainers to keep the show the same, because if somebody goes to the afternoon and somebody else goes to the night show and they hear different jokes, they're not real happy. So again,
Well, I don't know. I might want to go to both. And I'll read
yeah, but generally, no, we don't do that. They stick pretty much to their routines, and it's a good, clean family show. We have a saying. I have a saying: if you can't tell your mom, then don't tell me.
That's actually a bigger deal than people may realize. And I remember I've talked to some comedians, professional comedians, about that. So much of comedy is really off color.
Yeah.
And
not here.
You can't do that
No.
for this. And so it's a whole different kind of humor, isn't it?
And it's actually harder to be funny when you're clean, but these guys are just hilarious. We make DVDs and we sell DVDs after the show, after we produce them. And again, I watched it, and I very seldom get to see the show, but again, I watched the show on DVD the other day, and it was a pretty good show. I have to admit, it was pretty good.
Now, who's going to MC this year?
Oh no, I MC
You always
again.
do.
Again, it's not so much an MC. We just introduce the acts. Why get an MC when you've got top-notch comedians back there? Why waste any time with anybody else? Is my philosophy. They don't need to hear me or anybody else.
Well, we've heard you for the 3 months preceding the event.
That's true. People probably are tired of looking at me, but anyway, I truly believe in this mission, and it's such a fun fundraiser. I mean, you don't have very many of those.
You don't.
You buy a raffle ticket for $100, and your chances of winning aren't too good. With this ticket, you're gonna laugh.
Yeah, I promise you. Now, how much are the tickets?
$25.
Okay, which is a steal because it's a 4-hour show.
Yeah, well, it's actually, and I tell people all the time, it's actually better to take your child to the show than to hire a babysitter because again, you're gonna pay more for the babysitter than $25.
You sure are.
So again, just bring your kid to the show. But and then again, I have one of the programs Goodwill has is we had chartered a special needs Boy Scout troop, which is very near and dear to my heart. They came to a meeting looking for a sponsor, and nobody sponsored. And I said, "Look, I'll sponsor you. How much does it cost?" And he told me, I said, "It's no big deal. We'll take care of it." And I got back and told Sandy, and Sandy said, "Look, we want a part of this." And so they are a fantastic group. And that night, it's one night a year their parents get babysitters for their kids, and they all come to the show. And to me, that's another great big enjoyment because, again, it gives these parents something to do.
Mm-hmm. It does. It gives them a break, too.
It really is fantastic. So right now I'm lining up. I think we're going to have a few more little twists to the show. The Lafayette High choir is probably going to come out and sing a song or two for us.
That'd be great.
God bless them. They're fantastic.
They are.
I've heard them.
They are.
I heard them at lunch this morning, and they are just an exceptional group of kids. Goodwill also lets me become a sponsor for the Key Club at Como High School and Lafayette High, along with a couple of builders clubs at middle schools. And so Goodwill, we believe in giving back. We ask a lot from the community at times, but we do try to give back, and that's important to us. And so, this is our way of trying to help out.
It's just kind of building those partnerships and
Building
building
the
those
partnership.
bridges. And,
Yeah.
that old phrase, a rising tide floats all boats is really, really true. As Cajun Comic Relief raises funds to support Goodwill Industries programs, everybody, the clients that they serve are helped, the people that the connections you make get help, because you help everybody.
Yes, ma'am.
You're out there.
Well, for example, I know Santa Claus personally. Me and him are like that. I'm on his good list most of the time. I provide Santa Claus that comes in for Lake Lark right now. I think he's gonna be at Goodwill's gonna have Santa Claus up there like 12 times over the course of 23 days, and that's our way of giving back to them.
Yeah.
It helps them because again, finding these guys to come out and help at Lark, and Lark has hundreds of volunteers.
Now,
But it takes to run.
and
Lark.
again, people may not know what LARC is, so
No.
maybe you could tell them.
Lafayette Air for Retarded Citizens. And again, you can go to the website and find out all about them. Agencies in this town, they're all good. You just need to find your niche and give back. Like I said, the morning one of your producers here came out and filmed behind the scenes last year for Cajun.
Oh, that's Danny Wells. I'm going to give him all the credit in the world.
Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't know whether he wanted his name. He's
Well,
kind of shy.
I know, but
I do a TV show with me. He didn't want his name anywhere on the screen.
he will
but-
probably bleep
yeah.
that part out. That's okay.
But and he's actually doing the filming now. So again, he probably will cut it out. But again, Danny filmed the show from possible 2 that morning at 6 to me cooking breakfast at 7 o'clock. And I didn't actually cook breakfast because I had volunteers cook it this year because I got other things going on. But I have a ragtop rally also going that morning. We leave at 9 and we ride through the back roads of Louisiana, and we bring comedians on the route. And they get at a stop. They get 2 shows actually. So again, the ragtop rally really has taken off. Last year we had a good participation. It's for convertibles and motorcycles. But again, people with hard tops, we don't care.
You'll let him ride anyway?
Come out and have a good time, And I feed you breakfast before you leave, and I feed you lunch when you get back, and you get reserved seats for the afternoon show. So, I mean,
So
it's
there's a
heck of
whole
deal.
lot that feeds into the Cajun Comic Relief,
Yes,
isn't
ma'am.
there?
We're always developing, and we try never to be stagnant. We try to change it up every couple of years, and I try to change my performance every couple of years.
So what's going on with the last 2 y'all standing?
Our final, we've narrowed it down to the last 10 guys, I guess, and they're gonna have a competition at the Shed on January 19th, the third Thursday of the month, and then we'll select the winner there, and the winners will come to Cajun Comic Relief. And again, we've got some great local talent. We have
amazing talent. You got some women in there too, or just guys?
I have
this year?
Momo Thibodeau, and
Momo's in there?
she's about as much woman as you need to handle. And I have a lady from Baton Rouge. I want to say her name's Shannon West. I'm not sure of her last name, but again, she's a professional comedian. She saw me on the web. She saw my advertisement on Facebook or something, and she said, "Jim, I would like to come try out." And so I was telling her about where the Shed was and everything, and I said, "Now remember, this is a PG-13 show," and the phone went deadly silent. And so she said, "Excuse me?" I said, "Well, it's a PG-13 show. If you can't take your mama, I don't want to hear it." And she said, "Well, you need to take me off the list because I'm an adult crowd." And I said, "Okay, I'm sorry," and we left.
That's good, that's fine.
We hung up. 30 minutes later, she called me back. She said, "Mr. Jim, I'm making a routine up." She said, "I saw the crowd on Facebook and stuff." She said, "I've seen pictures. I want part of that action." She said, "I'm going to try to clean my act up." I said, "As long as you don't say anything bad, you can come try out." And so she came out, and she's actually pretty good. She came out and she did a good job. She felt uncomfortable at first because it was a different routine for her, but again, she's very good, a professional, so but the biggest surprise is her brother who drove her down here was sitting in the yard, and he said, "Mr. Jim, can I try it?" I said, "As long as you keep it clean, knock yourself out." And do you know he was, and she'll probably get mad at me saying this, but she'll admit it, he was actually better than she was the first night out. He was fantastic, and all he did was tell human stories about his deer hunting and stuff like that. And that's generally how you make the best laughs. John Morgan talks about his kids all the time.
Yeah, things that you know and
Yeah.
things that are real that
You know,
everybody in the audience can identify
can
with. Is
relate
really
to.
where humor is.
One of John's first jokes was how he adopted a Chinese child, and he was building her future up because she cooks rice and she does nails. And and it's a little better than that. I do the joke harm, but again.
But you're not the comedian, it's
no,
okay.
No, I'm not the professional comedian. So again, these guys know what they're doing, and I would never try to be a comedian because again, it's tough. I've had
It's
a guy,
timing, it's everything.
it's a lot to it. I had a guy from Homer, Louisiana, who's since passed away, Johnny Hoffman, came down and gave a show, and the matinee show, the people laughed, ha ha, but no big deal. Gave the exact same routine that night, and people were falling out of their chairs laughing. So again, a lot of that has to do with the audience.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
But people that come to this show generally come to laugh. So again,
The pump is primed already.
they're primed already, and then Gino does a good job of getting excited,
Right.
and this new band, High Dramatics,
Yeah, they are very, very good.
they're show bands, and
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
yeah,
So I'm really looking forward to this year. So if you hadn't come to Cajun Comedy, this is the year you need to
This
come.
is the year to do it. I think it's a great, the tickets are on sale now,
Oh, yes,
because
ma'am.
I've given them as Christmas gifts before. I
Yeah.
think it's a great Christmas gift.
Oh, it's wonderful.
You know, to give somebody.
Give
because-
keeps on giving.
Yeah,
is my
yeah.
saying. And Ticketmaster or the Hyman Center box office are on sale now. And
Okay, it's
Yeah,
gonna
that's
be
wonderful.
Saturday, March 3rd,
yes, ma'am.
okay, at the Hyman Center. So you make money with ticket sales. How, do you do anything else to generate revenue with this event?
Well, we sell DVDs afterwards.
Okay, and you have sponsorships?
We have sponsorships also that go through the show, and a sponsorship can start out as little as $250 and going up. So again, whatever level, and we got some unique perks to the sponsorship. We have part of the program is the Cajun cocktail party, and that's beer in a bottle and booty on a stick. But we have other stuff. We have shrimp dip and Pochades is the main sponsor. Is one of the main sponsors. And it's been the
You
main.
can't go wrong with Pochades.
No, Pochades delivers all the food and stuff, and we also have City Club. We have area restaurants. We had like 7 or 8 area local restaurants that contributed last year. It's become huge, and so again, they get tickets to the Cajun cocktail party, and they get reserved seating for the night show, and tickets be given away in their name. So it's a pretty good deal.
It's
pretty
a
good
real nice
package.
deal. It's a real nice deal. Now, the funds that you raise for this go to support Goodwill Industries.
And Goodwill has a lot of programs.
And I was gonna say, I don't know, I mean, I can't, again, it's kind of like Cajun Comedy Relief. I think people are aware of what Goodwill is and does, but again, in case they aren't, tell us a little bit about
The
Goodwill.
best thing they can do is go to www.lagoodwill.com and find out all about us. But again,
But they might not do that, so give us a high
but right off
point.
the bat, we have a house for elderly people. To give a nice, safe, comfortable home with low income. You had to meet income levels, but again, it's a very nice place. It's on Goodwill Road.
Ooh.
Right there in the middle of town, the bus route, and so again, it's pretty good. We have homes for handicapped adults and stuff. So again, that's part of our program. We have a GED program we just restarted again through our Goodwill on College Saloon, and it's amazing. And we help out the crisis, and when somebody gets burned out or something, we help out with that, and we'll help them out. But again, also Sandy at the meeting last month put it best. We'll give a man a fish, but we're going to teach him how to fish also, so he can take care of himself.
And that's part of what the retail stores are all about,
Yes,
isn't it? Is that you sell donated goods and items, but the people that support, that sort and hang and all that, those are employees with a disability.
Some of them are, some of them aren't. But
Okay.
again, this
You
is
got a mix.
a stepping stone from here. They can go on up to other jobs.
Right, exactly.
So again, it's a lot of training. Goodwill has a number of areas we work in, and like I said, we work with other groups, LARC, the schools, the public schools. I'm in like 4 or 5 public schools right now with other organizations. So again, it's a back scratching thing. You scratch my back, I scratch yours.
But the reality is that while everybody's scratching everybody's back, you're really improving the lives of the people that live in our community.
Yes, ma'am.
People that really, without some help, are probably not gonna be able to have the maximum experiences that they deserve.
Exactly. I like to feel like we help people help themselves. It's not a hand up it's not a handout, it's a hand up, and that's more or less our philosophy. And my own personal philosophy is I try to treat people the way I want to be treated, and
I think there's some kind of rule about that, like a golden rule or something.
Yeah, something like that. And I don't know where I got it from, but again, that's pretty much where I live by.
It's pretty. It pretty much sums it up.
So, I just try to take care of people, and this show has been magnificent.
It has. I was going to ask you. Now you've been doing this show for 20 years, which is a
Long
a good long time. It's a generation. Has this show changed you? I mean, I know it's introduced you to people and places in the community that you probably never would have gone had you not had this show to do. But are you different because you chose humor as an avenue rather than something else?
I don't know, Linda. You probably be the better one to answer that. You know me, and I think I've been pretty consistent. I like to think I've been consistent. I hope I hadn't changed too much. And again, but that goes back to my life experience. I had that car accident, and I don't take anything for granted anymore. I was in coma for 93 days. I was not supposed to walk and talk, or live, much less walk and talk. And I'm pretty capable right now. I mean, if you saw me on the street, there's something wrong with me, but not too much.
Well, you were like the rest of us.
Yeah, I walk a little slow, but it's not too bad. And the beard makes me look a little older. I like to say distinguished.
Well, we're getting there.
Yeah.
But I think for me, and the reason for the question is, there are lots of avenues that you could have taken, lots of things that you could have done. But what you've done is you've immersed yourself in humor for the last 20 years because you've screened acts, you've spent time with comedians. I mean, humor has become a part of what I at least associate with you.
That's it. And you say that, and I go to the grocery store, and everyone can hear a joke.
Yeah. You may not be the funny man, but you're the funny man's man.
No, and I did have to get a routine together because when I go talk to other groups, like I go talk to bus companies, they all want to hear jokes. And so again, I just really copy some of the other guys' jokes, and I tell them I'm not a professional joke teller, but again, I get away with it most of the time. But humor is a big part of my life, and
we know that humor heals. I mean, there's lots of research that says humor heals.
They started calling me Dr. Feelgood too, so.
What can we say?
No.
Life is good. Yeah. Life is good.
Yeah.
Okay, so just to kind of recap, who can we expect to see at this year's show, whatever details you're willing to divulge at this early point?
The main performers so far right now, and they've been posted, is John Morgan, a.k.a. the Raging Cajun.
Who is very funny.
And he's a professional. He's been doing it since, I didn't know him back then, but when he was in college, and then also, when I first got John and another woman came in audition, and they were dirty. And I said, y'all are funny, but I'm sorry I can't use you. And they said, why? And I told them, the girl said, I'm sorry, too bad. John said, I can clean mine up. I said, you can keep it clean, come on. And so John keeps it clean, and he's been doing it. This is his 4th or 5th year. I told John, as long as he gets a stand ovation, he can come back. And last year, at the end of the show, the crowd stood up, and he said, when I'm walking back on stage, he said, I guess I'll see you next year, big boy.
And so
the crowd didn't understand what he meant, but that's it. They love John, and John loves Lafayette.
Yeah.
John has a passion for GOODWILL, and right now everybody has a passion for GOODWILL.
Oh, for Louisiana football, period, but go.
Yeah, that great game.
Wow.
And that's another thing, GOODWILL football team. I've cooked every week for them since March. Nobody knows that, but again, we try to get back to the community. And so Coach Hurd saw me at a radio station one day back in March, and I said, look, Coach, I'm glad you're in town. I said, I'll do anything I can to help you. And he asked Gerald Laybear, what can this guy do? And Gerald said, he can do anything you want him to do. And Gerald said, he's got a cooking rig. Coach said, well, great, can you come cook for us? And so now, I cook jambalaya stuff for him, but I really get tired of making jambalaya, so I made pasta instead of jambalaya. And the team calls and requests that time sometimes because I cooked for them the Sunday before they left to go to New Orleans. Also, people don't know this about the football team. They invited Boys and Girls Club kids out there to teach them lessons in life at practice. And they had their full practice, but again, they worked with the kids, and so I fed them. I cooked 300 hamburgers and 70 pounds of fries, and they ran out. And it's not that I'm a good cook; they were just starving.
No, but I've eaten your cooking because I've seen you at the Louisiana Open, and you're good, Jen. You're good. But again, it all works. It really does just all work. Now, is there food available at the
Hyman Center? Yeah. The Hyman Center sells food, and that's the other thing. We have food for the Cajun cocktail party, and I have great sponsors for that. I have wonderful sponsors that have been with me for years. And again, if you'd like to be part of this partnership, give me a ring at the number on the screen. We'd love to have you.
And you will put us to work. I know that's true.
Yes,
Well,
ma'am.
Jim, I'm looking forward to seeing you this year at the 20th. I can't say that with a straight face. The 20th Cajun Comedy
Yes,
Relief.
yes,
It is a wonderful event. I'm serious when I say, you know, it's a great Christmas present. It's a great outing for your family. It supports the community, and it really is.
All of the above.
And it makes a difference in a really fun way.
And think about how much time you're taking off life. Laughter is so good for you. This is it.
That's right. I'm serious. It keeps you living longer.
That's
Jim,
it.
thank you so much for
Thank
being
you,
with us
ma'am.
today. And thank you for watching The Extra Mile.